The Royal Society of Literature has always been dedicated to the rewarding of literary merit and the exciting of literary talent. And that's what we continue to do in various ways. Our bedrock is 20 events every year, literary events, discussions, readings around themes of literature.
All sorts of interesting people talking and being interviewed and having discussions. I've taken part in one myself, and it was a very interesting occasion, a very enjoyable occasion.
They're not driven by a marketing agenda. They're not necessarily linked to publication. They're just about what we think will make a good conversation.
To have something like a fellowship at the Royal Society of Literature, we are the only society that can bestow that, is of value.
So much of it is about friendship.
Signing that extraordinary book is both daunting and remarkable. It's a tremendous honour. 200 years worth of literary history, these signatures by the great good of English literature.
You have to sign in with a famous pen, and you have a choice. At least I had a choice of Byron's pen and Dickens's pen, and since I'm a novelist, I thought I'd better borrow Dickens's pen to sign in with. It was very privileged, really. A sort of encounter with the past, an encounter with the history of literature, but also a continuity that the pen still worked.
As one of the speeches made clear this evening, it's a gathering of friends. And I think that's why being made a fellow is such a great honour. You feel you're being invited to join them as one of the friends. So fellowship is what it feels like.
We have a fairly newly developed strand in education.
I'm teaching an RSL Booker Masterclass on writing the unfamiliar. You often just need a different eye on something. And to be around people who are talking about fiction in an engaged way, and you start seeing how other people are reading. You're writing because of something internal, some need within you. And very often that need has to do with discovery, with risk, with challenge.
They're becoming involved with a charity called First Story, which puts writers into schools, challenging schools.
School should be fun.
Writers who simply go in, well-known writers, and talk to the students.
What you, the visiting writer, have to do, must do, and it's absolutely crucial, is to allow people who've never thought that this might be for them to think that perhaps it is for them. You can show them that poetry is not a kind of weird bolt-on to life. The things that poems are about are not recherché or strange or remote in any fundamental way, but absolutely to do with their lives.
I'm distressed by hearts growing cold to me.
Being with poetry is itself actually as natural as breathing.
What inspired you to become a poet?
I can remember somebody years ago at my primary school coming in and doing this. I can't remember a thing they said, I can't remember who they were, I didn't know who they were. What I knew was that literature was important because they came in to talk about it.
Thank you. Yes.
I remember the Jerwood and Royal Society of Literature coming together, and they had an idea to assist non-fiction writers. First time non-fiction writers have great difficulty in getting a contract that buys enough time with an advance of money.
Practically, it just means you can write it. Basically, my fantasy is to be able to sort of get up every morning and write, and this allows it. It's amazing.
I think more than ever, in the digital age, the RSL is opening up to new ways of communicating, new ways of being a writer and a reader, and that's absolutely crucial.
But membership is open to everyone. Enormous energy now infuses the RSL.
You campaign on literary and book-related issues, such as, for instance, the closure of libraries or the state of PLR, and so on.
When ministers for the arts and so on talk about the arts, they sometimes forget literature. It's up to us to remind them.
This has put the RSL at the heart of the national culture.
The book is the most wonderful thing since the wheel. It's a fabulous piece of technology. I see them reading books on the train and on the tube and so on. Of course, some of them are reading e-books. We're still a reading country, we're still a reading civilization, and I'm sure we'll remain so.
These are multiple strands, but they all have in common the desire, the mission to excite people about literature.